For 35 years, the National Conference for Community and Justice, also known as NCCJ, has worked diligently to eliminate discrimination at all levels. This is an opportunity to celebrate the tremendous impact NCCJ has had on individuals and organizations we touched this past year. The dictionary defines impact as the effect or impression of one thing on another. It's also the impression made by an idea, cultural movement, or social group. We take great pride in our ability to promote understanding and respect among all races, religions, and cultures through advocacy, conflict resolution, and education opportunities, all of which is good news for our community. The work of NCCJ remains relevant to building a strong and vibrant community. The support received from individuals, foundations, corporations, and other organizations has been instrumental in allowing our services to continue. We were able to deliver a vast number of learning experiences throughout the Miami Valley and look forward to expanding our capacity in the new year. Through our renowned Anytown Youth Leadership Institute, a diverse group of high school student delegates spent a week addressing societal issues of race, culture, gender, religion, and economic status.
It was one of the most powerful weeks of my life. And I learned so much about people and myself, and I can't explain how much of an impact this had on me.
This diverse group of delegates represented various backgrounds and experiences and included Caucasian and Latino youth, African American students, and young people from China, Cambodia, Turkey, and Trinidad. Over the course of our week-long residential program, the delegates realized that they have the ability and responsibility to be the change they want to see in the world. This program has impacted the lives of the delegates in ways we have yet to discover.
That one week, that one special week changed my life in a way I never thought I could. I went there not knowing anything, and I left with a whole new mindset of how the world works.
I learned a lot about myself going into Anytown, things that I had buried deep within me that I don't think I would have ever discovered had it not been for Anytown. I find myself teaching other people, or at least spreading my knowledge. I don't expect other people to understand the way I do, but it's something that I can share. It's something that I can spread. At Anytown, they told us that knowledge is power, and it's our responsibility to spread that knowledge.
Our society is getting a little bit more accepting and tolerant as time passes, but this camp, for me, it was just an unbelievable catalyst for that process. I became a person that I never thought I'd be. I became, I was that person who would stick up for people. Like, I didn't think I would ever be that person, and now when I see people around me just judging other people and hurting other people with their words and with the looks on their faces, it hurts me, and I try to heal other people. I'm making people feel like they should, which is okay. I'm making people feel like they're accepted, and that's just how my personality is now. And before, maybe it was something different, but I like who I am now a lot more.
I know on the first day of school, we were told in English class to express our opinions. What we were talking about was the American dream, what the American dream was. And I was thinking it's something positive. And this was after Anytown. And everyone else was thinking negative thoughts about it. And I wanted to share that, but I didn't know how. And I knew my voice was shaking when I got up and I shared. But I did. It was really, really, really hard. Everyone looked at me funny, but I knew I had to share that because I didn't want them to only think negative thoughts about the world. Because after any town, I decided I should get my voice heard, even if it's hard for me. Because if I don't do it, then it might not ever happen.
Another NCCJ education experience known as Spidey, Students Promoting Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity in Education, is currently offered in the Yellow Springs schools. Spidey is designed to work with high school students to overcome bias, bigotry, and prejudice, and teaches them to work with elementary school students, specifically 6th graders, to promote diversity, inclusion, and respect among their peers. It is so gratifying to hear from parents and teachers sharing their amazement about the impact this program has had on the students. The youth involved in Spidey provide inspiration and represent hope for the future. Police and Youth Together, or PAYT, showcased another impactful learning experience which NCCJ offered to 10 to 12-year-old youth.
They kind of warmed up to him, and it went from, the big old mean Mr. Cops to, the friendly cop that's out there trying to help you out.
More than 40 youth from diverse communities, law enforcement officers, and NCCJ volunteers and staff spent a week helping each other improve relationships.
It teaches youth a number of things about how policemen are, how we are approachable.
The first exercise that we did, a lot of kids were kind of reluctant to work with the police officers, and at times they were even reluctant to stand next to them. It changed by the time that we got to the last exercise. You had kids who were basically like, they couldn't leave the police officers alone. They couldn't walk 2 steps without, being swarmed by just like a group of kids. This program has helped to kind of change and influence, the minds of those young kids and show them, that, police officers are really there to help out.
And I like the activities and the people who was there and the kids and the games and stuff. I learned don't play with guns and how not to bully and stuff like that.
If I can reach a couple kids a year, 1 kid a year, hey, I'm all for it.
NCCJ's footprints go far beyond the schools. Our work is vital to the workplace and is based on decades of research and experience.
NCCJ really came in and was kind of that unbiased, third party and did not pass judgment on the company.
Through our work, we add value by helping businesses and organizations explore new ways to incorporate inclusion learning experiences into their business plans and produce superior results for the organization.
Initially, we thought from an HR perspective, we knew what the issues were. But it wasn't until we bought that cross-functional team and we had the facilitator and the advisor from NCCJ that really brought to light what the issues really are that we need to try to address and tackle. A large bit of what I do is trying to develop relationships. And what that means is I try to get individuals to work together that may not prefer to do so. And working with the NCCJ has given me some tools to overcome barriers and obstacles and formulate better relationships. Because at the end of the day, that's how we get things done. It's through people and it's through relationships.
Creating a unified community where all can experience the benefits is fundamental to a thriving region, state, and nation. Our country was built on the promise of freedom, liberty, and opportunity for everyone. We understand that this work can sometimes be challenging and emotional, but it's necessary. We know that diversity creates unity, and unity creates opportunities. NCCJ will continue its work in making a meaningful impact on the world, helping to create a just and inclusive community that will transcend generations.